Well, it's a beautiful day by the Salish Sea, and I see I got my microphone going with the little green light down here, and ooh, I haven't turned on the amp yet. Let's make sure that the sound is all the way down there. We're going to get back to that. I got an amp hidden down here behind a bunch of stuff. 15 amp, a 15 watt Fender with a one speaker and not much, but a button on it, and it'll get all really hyper or not. It came with a Starcaster, and then it's got added to it a set of pots that I put into a couple of tin cans, ice chips, but really the size of an Altoids can lid, and put together and bent the edge to make it be able to fit into the rim of a sardine can. It has the depth for the potentiometers and capacitor, and there in the top layer and the back layer really has the two 1/4-inch guitar jacks in it. I'm holding a 3-string bass, and plugged into that amp right now is a 2-string bass that were used that share the strings from a 5-string bass electric guitar amp, or bass electric guitar. Interesting, this one right now has what I call a dulcimer tuning in it. That is, and we'll just hear it as a hollow body electric. There's no piezo pickup on this. It only has the magnetic pickup. You can kind of actually angle that if you want to. I just reset it to flat across. And okay, so typically on a mountain dulcimer tuning, 1/3 of the string length of the outside strings matches the bottom string to the middle, or the middle string to the top. Well, 1/4 would be the number in the scale, and 1/5. So there's probably an octave. Looks like about 1/4 string length to that one. Yeah. And 1/4 string to this one. Yeah. Taking too long. Anyway, okay. So there's your 3-stringer. And here's the 2-string, and it's actually plugged into the amp, which I might as well turn on right now if I haven't already. Know it is on. Now it's going through the mic, but if I get it close to that amp, it's going to buzz. So, all right. So, to look at the instruments, they're both cigar box instruments. They're both magnetic only pickups. They both have a volume and control for tone. They both have the jack coming out, really kind of the opposite here, so that it's easy to sit in the lap and turn this way and play it. You can sit in your lap with put a 90-degree in there then. These would be suitable for putting a guitar jack in this area with one of the types that Fender uses to let them out the side, I think. They're $10 each. Okay. for that part, so it's just more to cut holes for too. All right, wing nuts. Pull on the strings. It's a real simple S knot. We'll get closer to you. There's a 1/4-inch piece of aluminum flat bar cut to make the nut assembly, and then there's a piece of 2-inch by 1-inch channel was used to make 1/8-inch thick to make the support for the other end of the eye bolts. You turn the eye bolts and it pulls the wing nuts to tighten the strings. Oh, and there's a fairly good look at the knots that use that. And basically, there's a slot cut for that piece of 1/4-inch stock to nest down in to the wood a little bit and keep it just right, and a little screw to secure it. And I believe I've actually added it's a shoe eyelet to act as a bearing for that surface. At the other end of things, you can also see a wire that was bent from a hook to allow me to hang it on a wall clear up there by those eye screws. And then the neck was made out of a piece, I believe, it was a piece of ripped about like a 1x2. Oh, I bet it might even be pallet wood. I know that the fingerboard was made from pallet wood, and there's a large number of screws, but they allow the fingerboard to actually be very carefully raised and lowered so it's very flat and straight and adjustable. And then another adjustment is, since the neck wood goes all the way through the instrument from here, and it starts on one side and it comes out on the other. So the center here over this excuse me, hard to work with. That right here on this side allows to really get a very balanced, so that it's actually coming through like there, and the point goes right into the corner of the box on this side with the angle cut here, and then there's a piece of wood I think been added to it. The tail piece catches the tail end of the neck and sucks it tight to the box, and also allows the neck to be changed in its representative distance from the strings from this area, so you can control your height. And also I've added some corner pieces, but the back of this box can be undone and opened up if the corner pieces are removed. I prefer that, and I like the nice amount of graphics on the back available from the box. You end up eating them all up when you're cutting into the face anyway. You might as well put whatever graphics you want there. And the bridge itself and tail piece of that pipe strap is anchored to this post, which is what secures the other end of the neck and allows this thing to flex like that in relation to this part of the neck, giving more or less clearance at the string height here. Of course, adjustments allow for the magnetic pickup here. There are eyelets and T-nuts. The T-nuts rest on the soundboard, and the eyelets, eye screws, can be adjusted up and down to control the height of the bridge, which is a number 8 stainless steel machine screw, and I think a double nut on that end to secure it, and some nuts been put along it to space the strings just where I want them. The strings themselves jam through the holes on a floating, secured right here only with the screw going through from this piece of metal to here. In other words, this will all lift off and you can tighten these nuts to keep these strings from going where you don't want them. So it's kind of complicated, simple, neat, great old cigar box instrument design, including those. These things cost about the same as cheap guitar tuners to buy the parts for. Whatever you like. And what else about this instrument? That's good enough there. We're already 10 minutes in. All right. And then I hear noise in the background. We are plugged in here. There, I brought the amp up just for the fun of it. This is the other two strings from the bottom of a 5-string bass set. So the instruments itself, good old pipe strap, manufactured into 2 pieces and some screws, bend it a bunch of times and you end up with the tailpiece, a loop of it, keeps it from going where it puts it where I want, and the screw at the base of it all keeps it from sliding up and down that tail on the neck on that 1 by 1 inch board, 25 millimeter. Molding or molding type material. I think it might be pine or something. Okay, and the pickup, the tuner, tuning and volume for bass and treble, and longer than usual strings. You can stand it. I haven't tried bowing it yet. I didn't grab my old violin bow. I'm not very knowledgeable about bowing yet, so. But I think it would be bowable, and I've kind of designed it so you can set it in your lap. Okay, and then we have a hanging device here. It's basically a shower curtain hook and a nut, so when I stick it up high on the wall, it grabs the hanger on the wall, which is a screw sticking out. Okay, another shower curtain hook and another hair tie to keep it from sliding around and brings the strings up just off of the neck. There's slots cut in the 2-inch ABS pipe, and that is bass guitar tuners. See, I'm having a little trouble with that cord. Bass guitar tuners. Oh, I can hear my voice. And they have a couple of like number 4 screws been put in them. Let's see if I can find that. Yeah, number 4 screws keep them from spinning around. A piece of conduit, 1/2-inch electrical conduit, was cut. It's only about 10 millimeters long as a sleeve to hold those things out a bit from the plastic pipe. And inside, and you can see the edge of it, is a metal washer about 10 millimeter diameter at the center, something like that, to mount the parts for the tuners inside and clamp it to the piece of pipe. Pipe was cut by accident up there where that wall hanger is and dips down a little bit. I would have had it going the other place, but then I discovered I'd made that mistake. But anyway, there's a bunch of room. Been cut in the back. Once you get this thing where it really belongs, it's really about there, because that's where the helix hangs up. But you can see that there's adequate access for getting the strings to be put on there and tied. And then the front of it, again, you see the bass tuners. Thank you, Amazon. And again, from this point to the bridge, which is in this case a bridge that can be moved, and adjust the height of the bridge and tighten or loosen this screw here to allow the pipe to move forward to the front or back, allowing string clearances to change. There. And pretty much the top end has a block. It's harder to see. Okay, a block installed down in there to give it the space I want, so I can change that block if I want to change the angle at the top end of the neck with no screws in the face at all, and or actually the fingerboard, and that screw goes all the way through everything. Oh, I guess I better show that better. That screw right there grabs that block that's up inside the neck and all, and keeps it from sliding down. I need to cut a little tiny bit of clearance extra in here right now to allow this whole pipe to rotate over, but I also have enough clearance that the instrument is playing well, and I think I'm about right for the tuners as well, or for the pickups as well. This string, usually a real low B, about one note above the lowest on the piano, which is A, can be brought down to the A. And I don't know if you can hear it much below that, so it's up to the owner or player. And this was, again, 1/4 or 1/3 of the string length above this one. There it is. I think it's at 1/4 string length right now. Well, oh, last but not least, so this longer video, but there's the access to this guitar, and that's pretty nice. I took some time to save the little bit of parts of wood that I cut here, and cut them out neatly so I could glue them back. There was notches cut in the neck piece to allow it to slip and interlock on both ends into the box. And, you know, cut by hand and eye. There's relief both so the neck piece does not touch the soundboard, and also little extra space for the magnetic pickup so it does not touch the neck. So everything vibrates a little bit more, making this much more of a hollow, really kind of a true hollow body electric. Well, hope that gives you the rest of us more, or the rest of you guys more ideas. Oh, what's this? The pig says. See y'all.